GSL Code S.
GSL Season 1.
Yeah, we are.
Code
And
S.
it just gets better, guys. We've got pizza up here now. Pepperoni. The only way to eat pizza.
Well, not for me.
That's right.
My life story continues.
Let's go.
So now I've got SOS builds and pizza. Artosis, get the coffin out. I'll just crawl in there and die after this. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah.
For me right here, right now. Now, we have SOS versus Trap. Now, I think it's hard to say otherwise. SOS should be the favorite here. He's just on another level.
Yeah.
The fact that he just clowned Hero 2 games in a row. I mean, with play that you have to have like the very, very, very best Protoss players in the world, even in a game that looks like that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that their PvP is from a similar mold. As you can see, they're doing very similar things. Lots of mind games and stuff, but SOS is like the man at that. And I think Hero beat him like one time in a PvP series, Super Tournament or something? I don't remember, but anyways, SOS shows he is king of that. But Trap is a different type of Protoss. These mind games don't work as well on Trap necessarily, because sometimes Trap just takes the risk and says, okay, yeah, like these builds will kill me and these ones I'll kill, you know, and it will do a build like that. And if he just plays his own game, he has a real shot here, in my opinion.
GSL Season 1. Code S. Daybreak. Generic Green Wings. Trap.
Of course, the fact that they are on the same team complicates things a bit more.
That's a good point. We have to keep factoring that in.
How's that pizza tasteless?
It's
Generic
good.
Green Wings. SOS.
Couldn't wait. Had to have a little bit of pizza.
Yeah. It's funny because I rushed over here from the Olympics. I actually haven't eaten.
Yeah.
And then someone brings you pepperoni pizza. You probably ate too, so it's like...
I did, yeah. This is going to be my fourth meal
It's
here.
like a
I've already eaten like 3 times today, but
double
I mean,
insult to me.
There's pizzas here. I'm not going to not eat the pizza.
This
This is just a general rule to live by. Like, can you eat pizza all the time? I mean, probably not. It's not that. But I mean, if there's free pizza there, you take the free pizza.
It's true. I don't disagree. But I'm particularly hungry today, so it hurts a little bit. Well, it doesn't actually hurt more than it normally does. I've actually become so dead to this.
If you consume meat at all, then there's no reason to actually get a cheese pizza.
Yeah, there is.
No, I mean it's
some people prefer cheese pizza,
but I mean that are not vegetarians.
Yeah.
Those people are what
I
we
know
call
one person.
Adult babies.
Well, actually, my 6-year-old daughter.
Okay, so she's a little kid. That's why she likes a cheese pizza. But like, once you
Like,
get to the
she's
point,
not an adult baby. She's just a regular baby. Idiot.
all right, let's see here. Cybernetics scores are finishing. What's the tech choice going to be?
Trap goes ahead and makes double adept. You know, you can put on some pressure like this. This generally means you'll go Stargate. It doesn't have to. But it saves you that bit of gas so that you can if you want to. He goes Twilight right away, so this could be like a DT build even coming out of Trap. See, this is why I think that Trap has a decent shot here against SOS, and why he has such a decent shot in the group. Guy's just doing his own thing.
He saved him. Every probe counts.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trap. I'm going to mine a lot of minerals for you this game.
Or I'll sit at the wall and...
Whatever you want, man. You want to pilot over here? No problem. Meanwhile, SOS's probe is dead. Now, he did bait him into chasing that probe, but these adepts are pretty far out, so a Trap is not going to get his Nexus up anywhere near as quickly as SOS is. But I don't know if Trap really cares about that if he's going for DTs like this.
Yeah, just the fact that he's going for DTs now. Will SOS get a Robo quickly here? That's not very SOS-like. But he could, you know, he sees 2 Adepts out. He knows that the Nexus was pretty slow. These things could point towards DT. Wouldn't be that far out there.
Okay, so SOS makes it a pylon way down here in the south. I'm sorry, what is the tech exactly here for SOS?
SOS doesn't have
He
tech
doesn't
yet.
have any.
Yeah,
any
he's just on
definitive tech.
expansion. So, oh, he
Twilight Council of his own.
possibly going into his own DT tech with that hidden pylon. That would actually make a lot of sense, right? Because you know that Phoenix hallucination scouts are going to come in. Just trying to hit that down before it sees the DT tech. It sees it though. Does have enough time to go ahead and counter that without dying.
So the Robo started. The DT Shrine takes just an incredibly long amount of time to finish. Yeah, with the sentries here, I think he can just stuff the ramp with stasis until the Robo's done.
It's a bit annoying, but it's what you have to do. It's better than dying, I would say. Much better than just losing this game immediately. Okay, so Proxy Stargate, that's really kind of cool.
Okay, the 2 Adepts are up here. Trying to get these sentries or just do any extra damage you can. Now, the DT actually ran over here to the upper left. And the Observer's just now going to start. So, I mean, this is cool that it slowed down SOS from transferring probes, but I mean, honestly, SOS is basically fine. There is a Warp Prism coming up here, so perhaps he'll try to use that Warp Prism as somewhat of a pin. But most of all, I'm interested in seeing how this Oracle's going to do when it goes into the main here of Trap, because, well, this is where Trap can actually lose a lot.
Well, this is where SOS is getting just another level of tricky once again, right? He's going to make 2 Oracles fly him in so that he can negate the shield battery completely.
Oh, good point.
And he will kill the whole probe line, because when you do something like this type of DT build, just the way things have gone, and look, he's scouting it, and he's getting really great intel as well. There's not many Stalkers. Those 2 Oracles will kill so much.
Okay, DT now dropping into the main. I don't see where exactly the Observer is. He's got to be careful, though, because these Stalkers could still basically gun down the Warp Prism. And so with the 2 Observers here... Oh, don't overextend! Oh, my God!
1 hit point.
That's insane.
Wow. And look at this. Trap is going for, like, a really killer army right now.
Yeah.
Charge, no attack upgrades.
5
and
gates.
Immortal. Yeah, no, he's just like, okay, I'm going to go kill you. But he's going to lose a lot of probes in just a few seconds.
In fact,
here.
the number of probes he should be losing here, you might not be able to support these 6 extra gateways you're making.
A huge moment here by SOS. And the thing is, he's going to get a great scout off as well. Look at this. He sees a ton of gateways. He sees probes not mining gas in the natural.
Oh my God, 15 already down.
Oh my God.
And he keeps the 2 Oracles alive. So let's say that Trap does try to do the big attack again. He can actually fly in again with those Oracles, or he can use these Oracles to try to help defend the rush itself.
And look, SOS at home, he's just sitting there making shield batteries, which is exactly what he should be doing. All he needs to do is live.
And if he takes the Warp Prism out, and it looks like he most certainly will,
God.
then he can't reinforce the attack.
Okay. Well, SOS, I guess you've done it again.
I know.
Jeez. And the thing is, I thought that Trap was... I think it was a cool build. I think it was smart of him to do something like go straight into DTs. You know, play your own game here. Don't let him mind game you. And I don't think he really got mind game. He just didn't really know what was going on.
Oh, look at this. Booby trapping the map here. There's just too much here for SOS.
SOS makes PvP look so simple, but the things he does, they're the most complicated things anyone does.
Well, Trap in a very awkward position now.
He's trapped, you might say.
Yeah, one could certainly say this, Artosis. I believe the 3 Oracles are now going to dive into the main and try to get more kills on these workers.
They're trying, but Stalker's going to force him back for a moment.
Okay, so we have a recall, but not before many more probes are then gunned down. 5 more kills in that short period of time, and all 3 Oracles stay alive.
Wow, 22 probes against 9 as far as the kills go. Also got that Prism, of course, so important. Still has his active units out on the map. Looks like the 3rd Nexus is going up on both sides, both of them taking that kind of pocket 3rd.
Yeah, well, I think this is a game where you almost need to stay bunched up inside your base. And so, you know, we're continuing to see this game pan out. It is SOS with a far superior number of workers, and when the 3rd base kicks in for SOS, it's only going to get worse here for Trap.
Do you know what I like about the fact that both of them took that pocket third?
What?
They both took it for completely different reasons. Trap took it because he's kind of screwed, and if you try to take the other one, it will be a very easy attack for SOS to end it. SOS took it because all he has to do is not die right now.
Yeah. Look at this. He once again tears through here, massacring more probes, 7 kills, and with the Phoenix holding one of those stalkers in the air, it was just that much more damage. Yeah. It's like everything SOS is doing is so perfectly mapped out. It makes the other players look like they are at a way lower skill level than I think they almost really are at.
All right, I'm gonna use a big word. Here's the thing about SOS. SOS has a Gestalten view of PvP.
Gestalten, what is? I'm not familiar with that one.
He understands it like completely, like he has a full picture of what PvP is.
I think you nailed it. He is so completely all-encompassing everything about the matchup.
Yeah.
It's from like everything to the builds, to the engages, to the base trades.
It's a complete understanding. Like, everything he does is just like, yeah, of course. Like, he loses PvP sometimes. You're supposed to lose sometimes. No one is supposed to always win. The greatest RTS player in the history of Earth, Flash, his win rate is, what, 70% or something?
Just about, yeah.
Maybe a little bit over, but yeah.
Maybe 75% now, something like that.
SOS does lose PvPs, but, like, not that much.
So he's loaded the 2 Immortals into the War Prism. Perhaps we're going to see some kind of drops and harass back here. As we saw in the very first best of 3 that we had, Trap did try to use Disruptors, and this game is no different. We have 2 Disruptors on the way right now.
Okay, that's kind of a cool way to try to come back into this. Disruptors will gain you a lot of value over time. It's almost like having an extra base, right? If you start killing a bunch of units with it. Of course, Carrier's going to be the order of the day for SOS after a little bit. SOS looking to maybe poke up here. I don't think he can really break in.
Yeah, I believe he does not quite have enough. In fact, this might be problematic. Trap could pull out and try to pick a fight, especially with the Disruptors here. I think that SOS is going to have to move away from this location. Now, once again, here we go. The Oracles can continue to gun down these probes.
Well,
wow.
The amount of probe kills that he has actually got in this game is getting out of control.
Okay. SOS identifying that there are Disruptors available here. Upper's opponent decides to back out. Seems like we're kind of at the twilight of impact as far as these Oracles go in this game, but they did so much damage early on. It's pretty remarkable, to be honest. Okay, nice Disruptor shots. Definitely thinning out the army here of SOS. But when SOS pursues, is this just going to be too much damage? We see actually these Zealots unloading over here. I swear, it's like every engage that we have here, SOS is just doing everything perfectly. We're going to have even more probes massacred, getting us to about 53 to 30. SOS in the lead worker-wise.
And not just this, he's going Phoenix and Mothership at home, which is really, really neat as well, because I'm not sure exactly how much the Disruptor change has changed how good Phoenixes are against that, but just the fact that you have the combination of Phoenix and Mothership, you are going to lose your Observers, for instance. Against this, you actually need Oracle to tag.
Yeah.
Or you aren't going to have vision of the army.
Too brittle.
Yeah,
it'll just get
so
popped
quick,
so fast.
Like, you don't even have to micro. As long as you have detection with those Phoenixes, you gun down the Observer, because that's the only flying
Disruptor shots can still do the damage underneath the Mothership, so that's something else that we should factor in here. Okay, here we go. Trap trying to move into position. SOS growing at a pretty rapid rate here. Okay, disabling some of these Disruptors with the Phoenixes.
And doesn't pick up that second one quite quick enough.
Oh, War Prism getting low. Another Disruptor picked up.
Oh, look at that. He actually did have an Oracle, too. All right, so good move there by Trap to detect, but his army is having a very hard time.
That's it. GG. SOS takes game 1. He is looking fast-tracked to move on to the round of 8. Now, if he gets out first, who does he play?
Maru.
Oh.
Teammate Maru. Think about that.
Oh, that would be so sick.
It's a good match. But teammates playing each other, man, that's always the extra mind games on top of the cherry on top of the cake.
Trap looking a bit flustered. That that last game, I will say Trav seemed to hold his own a little bit better than Hero did, but I think that's because Hero's playstyle and SOS's playstyle don't really allow for us to generally get into the realm of an ordinary PvP. Trav's unorthodox. SOS and Hero are batshit insane.
Well said.
So we're going to go to the next map, which will be Catalyst. I don't know if Trav is going to be able to take a game off SOS. He is looking like the best PvP I've ever seen. He's just on another level.
It's pretty crazy how well he's playing here. I think Trap had the right idea. Do your own build, Trap. Just decide your strategy and go do it. See if you can win.
The build is inside of you.
Yeah. Your opponent can't mind game you if you won't use your mind.
Tasteless just takes his finger and points to his heart. Right there. That's where your build is. Yeah, this music is the boss fight soundtrack for when you have to fight SOS in the very last fight in Dark Souls 4.
Jin Air Green Wings. Trap.
He would be a boss you cannot beat, though.
Yeah. He would be like a boss in the DLC content of a Dark Souls game, for sure.
Jin Air Green Wings. SOS.
Did you hear, excuse me, did you hear, I think it was 2 days ago, this guy, I think it's Happy Hobbit, he went on a 9-hour Dark Souls run where he went through all 3 of the Dark Souls games without getting hit by an enemy. Like, he takes some fall damage because...
That's so crazy.
And he got all the way to the... So he beats Dark Souls 1, no, not being hit, beats Dark Souls 2, does not get hit, gets to, I believe it was the last boss in Dark Souls 3, and gets hit. And I was just like, wow.
What did he do when he lost?
I mean, he looked devastated. It was...
Yeah. Because that would probably
like,
be like a world record, right? If he
for sure. I mean, yeah. Well, first of all, who's even going to be good enough that can compete with you to not get hit? Not like just beat the game fast, to not take damage from anything that's trying to damage you.
Well, I mean, we'd have to break out Tasteless to.
Yeah, I mean, there you
chance.
go. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was watching that.
Wow.
I had that on
that is
second
wild.
monitor.
Speedrunning is pretty neat.
Speedrunning, it's really interesting. It's not something. My brother and me actually used to watch a lot of speedruns. You know, just we found this site. We watch guys speedrun like the Prince of Persia game and some other cool ones. But it's crazy how big it is now, and it's so different from pro gaming. I mean, I have the utmost respect for both. It's a totally different world, man.
Actually, before I really got into StarCraft, I was kind of into the earliest forms of. I don't know if you would call it exactly speedrunning, but like, for instance, I don't know, someone tweet at me if this name rings a bell for anyone, but Toogam, Toogam.
Is that a game?
No, that was a person.
Oh, okay.
That would play Legend of Zelda and do things like not get the first sword and beat the game.
Oh, yeah, people that do just stuff where...
Stuff like that
yeah.
I thought was really cool, and I would do little things like that, like I beat Final Fantasy 3, only getting 3 characters after the world ends.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like kind of a complicated thing to do, but you can do it. And, I mean, obviously nothing on the level that people are doing nowadays, but this was back in the... This was in the 90s, but yeah, I thought that stuff was super cool back then.
Yeah, it was something that never occurred to me until I saw other people do it. That I'm like, oh, yeah, that is like a whole other thing.
Giving yourself interesting things to make games harder, like... for instance, I beat GoldenEye with the controller upside down backwards because I love the game and I just played a lot. And I was like, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
this is a cool thing I'll do.
You beat it and you're not done with it.
Yeah,
like that guy that beats the Dark Souls games by touching the bananas.
Yeah, super cool stuff.
Someone I think beat that game with a DDR pad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how you get fit.
Yeah, no, stuff like that's like I love stuff like that. And obviously the speedruns that's the super duper next level. These other things are just kind of cool. Oh my god, hallucinated stalkers.
This is sick! I love when we see these like weird usages of hallucination.
But he doesn't see the hallucinated stalkers.
So it's like doesn't really do anything.
Oh. We were talking so much about this that I'm like, what are those stalkers doing?
It looks like he wanted to show a bunch of stalkers to make it look like, in fact, there would never be any DTs.
They're going to draw the Widowmine hits! No, I'm not really sure what's going on with these.
Okay.
Make him use a force field, that's it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I mean,
so he just get up here
I think the
now?
point was that I think it might have been to force a force field out, but I'm not 100% on this. Anyways, he's going into Glaives. He's getting Prism. SOS is going to go super all in from here.
Yep, SOS going to plan B. We're about to see a lot more gateways come up here now. I'm not surprised that any DT play would fall flat against Trap since these guys are teammates.
Sure.
There's probably a lot of DT talk in the team house.
Yeah. Whispering, probably.
Whispers.
Though. You don't talk about DTs, you whisper.
When SOS and Trap talk about DTs, they close the blinds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they want it to be dark. No doubt.
I can hallucinate 2 stalkers and then send DTs to his base.
You don't want to write it either.
No,
because then
don't
you'll be
write
able
this
to read
down.
that. You only, if you want to send a message about DTs, it has to be in Braille.
Before they talk about it, they got to check each other for wires. You know.
You don't want that stuff.
You don't want a DT narc. So far, so good. He's actually using the DT with the War Prism to just keep Trap pinned in his base.
He does not have that many probes. SOS does not. Definitely down quite a bit in that. Hasn't done any damage with DTs thus far. He's getting that Glaives. I thought he was going to get more gates. Like, how many gates does he actually have right now? 6. Okay, no, that's okay then. That makes much more sense. So he is just kind of doing a Glaives all in here. It's hard to imagine this working. He's going to have to use some Prism juggling, I think, right? Because
yeah, I think absolutely.
You'll wall this.
Let's watch the Immortal here too. If he actually targets down the Immortal initially. Oh,
he didn't wall the top of the ramp.
Okay, he needs to save that arc.
This is like you have to make that wall, or the Adepts kill you.
So he's already taken out so many probes. It almost seems like Trap realized a little bit late, and even this kind of weird warp in where the Stalkers can't actually win the fight.
Yeah. Oh man! And look at this. Now that okay.
What? Oh, okay.
I was like, why didn't you let that finish? Oh no. Okay, just recall him. That works too. But look, that worked out really well.
Yeah,
their SCV, their probe counts are actually even at this point. Oh, I love the Psystorm. This is such a technical move to get Psystorm in PvP.
He's continuing to pump out Adepts here. So SOS is sort of locked in with this very specific tech. That doesn't exactly scale well later on.
Yeah.
But I guess what he wants to do is try to do an unload here of some more Adepts and then maybe try to attack the front again. He's got to be careful, though. You know, he needs to make sure this War Prism does not get killed off. Now, the Adepts can kill the Stalkers.
Yeah, they really can.
Yeah.
Well, more Stalkers coming, so they will be able to.
But then I think what happens is that we see the push up here. And this is in a very awkward position. Now, Storm is done being researched.
Almost. It's about to finish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like right there at the top of the screen. Yeah, it's not finished yet. So it can't really be utilized. Now, there's 3 Immortals. The Archon's on the outside. He needs to keep that blue Immortal alive here. More Adepts are coming in.
Oh, my God.
The Immortal goes down.
So
SOS.
many units here.
Bending the laws of the universe. GG. Dude, SOS is so sick.
Yeah, he is.
Congratulations, SOS. You're our first survivor. He goes on to the round of 8.
Well, he just looks perfect. That's crazy. So it's going to be SOS versus Maru. That's quite a match. Quite a match that we have in store. God, he looked good.
Trap is not eliminated yet, but 3 terrifying Protoss players remain to fight for that last spot in the round of 8. Trap, Stats, and Hero.
Well, Stats versus Hero
기조의
coming
첫
up next. That's
번째
going to be
8강
pretty good.
진출자 지네어 그린윙스 김유진 선수입니다. 축하드립니다.
네, 감사합니다.
We have our generic Green Wings SOS
네,
here.
정말
Congratulations.
축하드립니다.
Thank you.
와, 오늘 푸프전 정말 프로토스 그 자체 같아요. 먼저 진출 소감 어떠신가요?
Those are some incredible Protoss matches you showed us. It seems like you are the king of Protoss.
연습하면서 이렇게 안 된 적이 있나 싶었는데
This last week has been the hardest week in terms of prep for me.
올라갈 수 있는
I really tried to focus on all these different styles.
승자전이 지네어
And I guess it paid
팀킬이었는데
off.
마지막에 무슨 이야기 하셨어요? 조성호 선수랑?
최종전 이기고
So after the
올라오라고.
matches, you said something to Trap. What did you say to him?
선수에게 그런 말씀을 하셨네요.
I said, good luck. I hope you
확실히
can still
정말
advance.
투프전만 연습하셨을 텐데 정말 어려웠을 것 같거든요. 연습 과정 어떠셨는지 들을 수 있을까요?
솔직히 연습이라도 많이 했으면 괜찮았을 텐데.
So,
네.
we know you've been only
팀원도
focusing on
있고
PvP. Can you tell us
다른
about the
팀
preparation?
상대하니 연습할 사람도
Yeah, if
많이
it's only
없어가지고
PvP,
네.
Uh,
좀 생각 위주로
it's only
많이
PvP, it would have been okay, but
그거를
I have to
써봤는데
keep in mind that, like,
괜찮아서
for instance,
네.
Trap's a
쓰게 된 것
teammate,
같아요.
so I have to think about how
오늘
his
계속
playstyle is in
모든
general
경기
and try to play
다
against
다르게 다양한
around that rather.
모습 보여주셨던 것 같아요. 첫 경기였죠. 김준호 선수와의 경기에서는 1세트에 두 분이 똑같은 빌드를
So, your
쓰셔서
first match
굉장히
against Hero.
재밌었거든요. 그 경기를
You guys are pulling off the
하시면서도
exact same
재밌었을
build
것
for a little bit,
같아요.
the
어떠셨어요?
DT rush. Tell us about that.
솔직히 저도 꼬았다고 생각했는데 준호도
네.
좀 다르게 해가지고
I thought I managed to twist my build a little
재밌게
bit.
됐던 것 같은데 원래는
But he did some
제가
pretty
쉽게
interesting
이겼어야
maneuvers with his
되는
build.
경기였는데
So,
네.
those games turned out to be a lot more fun than I was expecting.
네.
좀 자책을 많이 했었어요.
I thought I was going to win a little bit easier than that.
저희는 또 정찰하는 신중함을 보여주셔서
I almost was disappointed I couldn't crush a little bit harder.
거라고 생각을 했는데 아니었네요. 자, 그 다음 경기는 엘리전을 승리하신 거잖아요. 그때
You were very careful
바로
about
그 상대를
scouting.
파괴하는데 적극적으로
And
하시지
then
않고
In the
계속 대치
other
상황에서
match, it was a
파괴를
base rate
챙겨놓고
situation.
이렇게 대치를 하시고 있었던 이유가 뭐였어요?
우선 제가 그 넥서스를 지어서
It seems like you were hiding
자원을
your
캐고 있기
sentries somewhere for a little
네.
bit, and then
상대는 급해지는 거를 노려서
doing that run with the
웬만하면
stalkers.
이길 수 있는 게임이었는데 좀 천천히 했던 것 같아요.
천천히
네.
하다 보니까 그렇게
최대한
I just told myself, don't rush through this, stay calm,
네.
and just play
오늘
super
정말
safe, and if I can delay it long enough, I
그
should win.
자체의 모습을 보여주셨던 것 같은데요. 와, 이렇게 8강에 올라가게 됐는데 상대
So
조성주
you made it to the
선수가 기다리고
quarterfinals.
있네요. 어떠세요?
솔직히
You're going to
8강
face another teammate, Maro.
가서 성주 만나기는
네.
싫었는데 그래도 2등으로 제가 갈 수 있는 것도
Honestly, I didn't want to face Maro in the
그래도
quarterfinals.
16강에서 떨어지는 것보다 일단 8강이라도 가자라는 생각으로
I can't actually be
오늘
sure
이겼기
that
때문에
I could take him on. I'm just going to try to.
최대한
I don't think about the
연습해봐야죠.
matches ahead of me
요즘 조성주
in the brackets.
선수가
I only think about
레벨이
winning the
김민희
matches
선수는
in front of me.
어느 정도 아세요?
저는
recently
요즘 많이
Maro's
떨어져서 한
Been ranked 1 on
30등?
ladder.
맨날
What's your rank
져가지고
on ladder,
좀
SOS?
자신감이 없었는데
네.
I think I'm in the
오늘
30s right
올라갈 줄
now.
몰랐어요.
아, 네.
Recently, I've actually
레더
lost a bunch of
1등과
games.
30등의 차이지만 그건
That actually was hurting my confidence a little
대회와는
bit.
다르니까요.
I wasn't
어떤
sure if
결과가
I'd even be able to
나올지
make it out of my
저희가
group
기대를
first today, so I'm
해보겠습니다.
glad I did.
자, 이렇게 지네요. 김유진 선수가 먼저 이렇게
He lives
올라가게
in such a
되는데요.
different universe,
마지막으로
he didn't think
팬분들께
he'd win the
한마디
group.
I know.
들어보겠습니다.
우선
Any words to your fans, SOS?
진짜 힘들었다고 생각했던 사토스 조에서 올라갔기 때문에 물론 8강도 힘들지만
I thought my group was insane.
16강보다는
All these Protoss players in this group are so strong.
편하다고 생각하고 있고 8강에서 또
I also think the quarterfinals is not going to be easy.
하기 때문에 같이
But I'll tell you what, I think the quarterfinals
보여드릴 수 있을
might
것
be easier
같아요.
for me than this round of
많이
16.
응원해주세요. 감사합니다.
And thanks to my opponent
네,
tomorrow.
알겠습니다. 다시 한번
I think I
축하드립니다.
can pull off some more awesome games to show you guys.
네, 이렇게
So definitely keep watching
사프로토스조의
and cheering for me.
생존자 김유진 선수의 8강
All right,
진출
congratulations,
소식
SOS.
알려드렸는데요. 자, 계속해서 GSL 이벤트 안내해드리겠습니다.
These games have honestly just been like such a delight
Yeah.
to cast. And we're not done yet. We're going to have Hero versus Stats next. Who do you think takes that?
I think Hero takes it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
And
Hero
then-
should actually win that.
I think Hero versus Trap is a good match. And
Sure.
I'm not sure how that'll go. I'm leaning a little bit towards Hero, but I don't know.
It's a tough one to call, to be
Yeah.
honest. But SOS looking just terrifying in PvP.
Yeah.
I had no idea he would be leagues ahead of everybody like that. I thought it was going to be closer. Anyways, we're out of time. When we come back, we go to the losers match in tonight's GSL Code S.
Starry, starry night.